I'm Clarence Horton. On behalf of Historic Cabarrus and Cabarrus County, I'm glad to welcome you to another edition of Historical Moments, a part of the story of old Cabarrus County. Very little remains here today to mark the location of Smithfield Plantation, the home of Revolutionary War hero Major General Robert Smith. When the Smith Moorhead Plantation was purchased as the site for the Charlotte, now the Lowe's Motor Speedway, the old house was still standing. A small family cemetery lay just to its south. The house was used as the ticket office for the original Speedway for several years, but later was demolished, and the family cemetery has now been moved to a different location. On May 28th and 29th, 1791, President George Washington visited this area as part of his southern tour of the new states. He traveled north along the Stagecoach Road from Charlotte, which we now call US 29, to Smithfield Plantation to dine with his Revolutionary War comrade in arms, General Robert Smith. Washington then traveled 7 miles further north along the Stagecoach Road and spent the night at the home of Martin Pfeiffer, Red Hill Plantation in Cabarrus County. Looking across the fields of the Smith Plantation to the south, President Washington could have clearly seen the great formation of stones called the Big Rocks, which later served as a boundary point on the boundary between newly formed Cabarrus and Mecklenburg counties. During the Revolutionary War era, local patriots and militia gathered together at the Big Rocks, then marched out together against local Tories and British soldiers alike. The first dwelling on this site was built as the home of Royal Magistrate and Colonel Moses Alexander. His son Nathaniel Alexander was born here, then educated at Princeton University. Nathaniel Alexander served with distinction as a surgeon in the Continental Army from 1777 through 1782. Dr. Alexander later served as governor of North Carolina from 1805 through 1807. He died in 1808 in Salisbury and was buried at First Presbyterian Church in Charlotte. An historical marker on the highway near Harrisburg honors his memory. General Robert Smith, his son Robert W. Smith, and 5 other members of their family were buried in the small cemetery at Smithfield Plantation. In 1976, during the national celebration of our bicentennial, this cemetery was dedicated to the memory of all those who fought in the Revolutionary struggle. After stirring speeches, calling to mind their sacrifice and their courage, was followed by musket fire from colorfully dressed members of the 6th North Carolina Continental Regiment, then by the haunting notes of taps. The same wind which rustled the flags on that Sunday afternoon carried the poignant melody over the hills of the Rocky River country. Thousands of visitors come to Lowe's Motor Speedway every year for motorsports activities. Few of them realize, however, that here in the valley of the Rocky River, a people's love of liberty and desire for independence led to the formation of a new nation, a nation whose government was based on principles of government by, for, and of the people. It is their sacrifice we honor today. It's their vision which continues to guide us. We're glad you could join us for another page in the history of Cabarrus County. We hope to see you again real soon.